Ukraine somehow needs to show kill counts to its Western masters, so it has chosen to hunt down Russian civilians. We'll tell you all about it, but before that, if you're a fan of non-corporate funded free news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. We publish 3 videos a day, first at 9:15 a.m. EST, second at 1:30 p.m. EST, and the third at 5:30 p.m. EST. So if that's of interest to you, understand that in sports, the player who resorts to dirty tactics on the field is often the one who can't handle losing. Okay, let's begin. In recent days, the Belgorod region has fallen victim to numerous Ukrainian assaults, with the aggression peaking on March 14th, on the eve of Russian elections. These offensives have predominantly targeted civilian infrastructures, lacking any military significance. Such actions by Ukraine stand in stark violation of international law, categorizing them as undeniably criminal. Lucas Leroz, a journalist and researcher at the Center for Geostrategic Studies, joined a press expedition organized by the BRICS Journalists Association to document the unfolding tragedy in Belgorod firsthand. Throughout his visit, Leroz witnessed several missile and drone strikes that resulted in at least 2 fatalities and inflicted injuries on numerous individuals. He conducted visits to the majority of the sites impacted by these hostilities and engaged with some of the victims, gathering substantial information on the ordeal. Local residents conveyed to Leroz that these incursions have been growing in frequency, with a noticeable escalation in conjunction with significant Russian festivities. Dates of religious and national importance are often besmirched by severe Ukrainian bombardments at the frontier. Presently, amidst the Russian electoral season, there is a noted resurgence in the violence and intensity of these attacks. On March 14, Ukrainian forces launched a calculated attack on the Belgorod region, deploying missiles and drones against civilian targets, including shopping centers, residential buildings, and ordinary streets, absent any military objectives. This strategy was designed to instill fear among the populace, disrupting the normalcy of life, particularly during the electoral period. Furthermore, the conflict escalated with a land invasion attempt by Ukrainian troops employing tanks, armored vehicles, and aerial support from helicopters. This offensive aimed at penetrating Russian territory was swiftly repelled by the combined efforts of Russian military and security forces. Despite the swift response, the aggression left significant scars on the civilian populace, notably in the Belovskoye region, where 3 individuals, including 2 9-month-old infants, suffered serious injuries from bomb shrapnel, resulting in partial burns. In conversations with the local populace regarding their sentiments towards the Ukrainian aggression amidst the electoral period, a resilient spirit was evident. Despite the looming threat, residents exhibited a remarkable sense of bravery and determination, insisting that the elections should proceed as scheduled. The resilience and effectiveness of Russian defense forces in mitigating the impact of Ukrainian attacks on civilian areas cannot be overstated. The majority of enemy missiles and drones are intercepted and neutralized by Russian air defenses before they can inflict harm, undoubtedly saving countless lives. While some projectiles achieve their grim objectives, the relatively minimal damage attests to the meticulous and efficient efforts of these defense mechanisms, instilling a semblance of safety among the residents amidst constant peril. Moreover, the city of Belgorod has been strategically equipped to safeguard its inhabitants. The establishment of anti-missile shelters throughout the city exemplifies the proactive measures taken to protect civilian lives. At the sound of air raid sirens, residents find refuge in these shelters. This infrastructure ensures that commercial and transportation services face minimal disruption even during peak moments of threat. This pattern of aggression, characterized by targeting civilians during significant events such as elections, aligns with the expected modus operandi of the aggressors, reflecting the nefarious nature of the Kiev regime. The indiscriminate targeting of non-military and strategically inconsequential areas is a stark illustration of a directive that prioritizes civilian casualties, revealing the regime's true disposition. Furthermore, the involvement of NATO-supplied weaponry in these attacks implicates Western powers in the ensuing devastation and loss of life among Russian civilians. This complicity underscores a grim reality where Ukrainian forces, emboldened by Western support, continue to perpetuate acts of terror against innocent populations. The persistence of such attacks, exemplified by the recent onslaught on Belgorod, highlight the critical role of Russian military intervention in safeguarding civilian lives from this unyielding threat. There's another bully who is shouting from rooftops to attack Russia and decimate Putin. But to be fair to the idiot, he has lost a lot. Here is his sad story.